Hey Crypto. Hey Crypto. Hi and welcome back to K Crypto's second episode. My name is Monica and I'm the co-host with...
I'm Peter Chung.
And in the second episode, we're going to talk about the regulatory changes that are happening in the Korea crypto landscape. So 2020 is really turning out to be a landmark year. Maybe you could tell us some of the most important things that are happening right now.
Sure. In 2020, there has been two important developments. First is the passage of the amendment to the Specific Financial Transaction Information Act in March. And second one is the 2020 amendment to the National Taxation Code.
All right, so maybe let's take it one by one. So let's start with the amendment of the Specific Financial Transaction Information Act.
That's quite a mouthful, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
But the full name is even more mouthful. Its full name is the Amended Act on Reporting and Use of Specific Financial Transactions. Now, this act was first established in 2001 as part of legislative efforts to counter money laundering activities in the digital space. Now, over the years, the act has gone through a few revisions to reflect the changing nature of the online financial transactions. And the latest amendment, which the National Assembly, the Korea's government's legislative branch, approved in March to incorporate new clauses which, for the first time, legally acknowledge the existence of crypto assets, and which also provides a legal framework for regulating the various crypto businesses and crypto exchanges in particular.
Okay, so why are the Korean lawmakers doing this?
Well, it's partly in response to the last year's recommendations by the FATF, an international organization that Korea is a member of. And also there has been a call from within the community for the government to remove regulatory uncertainties so that the industry can make investments, move forward and grow.
All right, so is it a game changer?
It's a huge game changer in my view.
All right.
The key part of the amendment is on the so-called virtual asset service providers and how they are going to be regulated going forward.
All right, so what is this virtual asset service provider?
It basically refers to the crypto exchanges for the most part. Definition may change to include other types of businesses in future, but for now I think it's safe to view the term as referring to the exchanges only.
So what impact will this piece of legislation have on crypto exchanges?
So the legislature requires crypto exchanges to register their businesses. So those who fail to do so would be considered operating illegally and will have to cease their operation.
All right, so can any crypto exchange register?
Not really. The legislature stipulates that only those who meet three criteria are eligible to register. So these are, first, they'll have to have a certified ISMS, and secondly, they'll have to be able to secure a banking partner who can provide a real name verification when providing fiat on-off-ramp service. And lastly, they should be able to have AML measure and systems equivalent to that of the first-tier financial institutions. So of the existing exchanges, only a handful of them have the capacity to do so.
Oh, so it sounds like a licensing system.
Correct.
Okay. So how many of the Korean exchanges are going to stay in business, this time next year?
Well, in 2019, there were some 100 exchanges operating in Korea.
Wow.
It's a lot, yeah. The number came down to 20 or so recently. By next year, the number will probably have to come down a lot more. So just to give you an idea, currently only 4 exchanges offer fiat on-off ramp with the real name verification process, Corbit being one of them.
Oh, gotcha. So what's the next important thing to watch out for in this story?
Yeah, so the government body in charge is the Korea Financial Intelligence Unit, and they're drafting the executive ordinance in accordance with the amendment, and that should be made public sometime in the fourth quarter this year, and then we'll be able to see more granularities, including how the regulation plan to implement the so-called travel rule, if at all. So it's going to be very important to watch out for that.
All right, I got it. All right, shall we move on to the next important topic, the revision of the tax code?
Yes, but unfortunately it's a time trap, so perhaps we can talk about it in the next episode.
Absolutely. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.
And that's the end of second episode of K Crypto. I'm Peter Chung.
I'm Monica.
Bye.
Bye for now. Hey Crypto. Hey Crypto.